Hello everyone! This is Running on Empty Food Review. Well, hello ladies, gentlemen, and everyone watching. Welcome one and all to this newest edition of the Running on Empty Food Review series. I'm your host, the Report of the Week. Always happy to be here. Did a little bit of a throwback with the introduction. It has been a very long time since I actually started the camera and walked on. But why not? Always fun to change things up a little bit. Let's get right into things. Burger King has a major release. They've actually released 2 limited time items for Halloween. So they're going to be here just for the month of October, pretty much. And I'm going to be trying both of them out in today's review. Since this is going to be a rapid-fire review because there's 2 things I want to try out. First and foremost, and I think the thing most people are excited for, is their Ghost Pepper Whopper. I paid $8.40 for it, and here's what comes on it. It has a 1/4 pound beef patty, bacon, jalapeno, ghost pepper cheese, it has ghost pepper queso, and it comes on an orange and black bun. So it's supposed to be Halloween themed, it's supposed to have a special orange bun, and it is supposed to be very spicy as well. And likewise, I have also released the Ghost Pepper Chicken Fries. I paid $5 for the chicken fries. I believe I just got an 8-piece thereof. And these are your white meat chicken fries with ghost pepper seasoning thereon. So, with that said, first things first, going to try out the Ghost Pepper Whopper. You could see right there it comes in even special little wrapping. With cheese, it says. Let's take a quick look at it. Oh, you can see the bun right there. There's the orange bun, very prominent. The black sesame seeds thereon. You could see the cheese as well, the jalapeno pieces, a little bit of the bacon. There's more of the jalapeno. I think the queso is mixed in there as well. And let's see if there's anything on the bottom bun. No, that's just regular. Your normal fare. So there you have it. And I'm going to try it out right now. Again, this is going to be a fast review, so let's just get right into it. The Ghost Pepper Whopper from Burger King going in. I wanted to get into things right away just so that then there's plenty of time to be able to assess this and analyze it. Here's just a real quick cross-section of it. As you can see, it's very layered. You can see the bun, you can see the beef patty, and then all the stuff on top is that mixture of the bacon, the jalapeno crisps, the cheese, and all of that. So, immediately going into this one, and now I'll take my time a little bit with the assessment. I have tried this, I think they released this once before. I'm pretty sure they released this last year. And I remember my impression of this when I tried it out then, about a year ago, was that it was very spicy. And I am pleased to say it is still just as spicy as I remember it being. When it comes down to a lot of these fast food places these days, and I'm sure we're all very familiar with it, you will have so many establishments out there that will say, oh, we have the ghost pepper this, and we have the ghost pepper that, and it's going to be so incredibly spicy. And obviously you try it, and you know for a fact it's not going to be. And, you don't even need to drink anything. You don't need any sort of cool beverage. It's like mild, and they say that, oh, it's the ghost pepper this, it's going to be so hot. This, on the other hand, is definitely spicy. Now, obviously, any major fast food establishment is still going to tone things down a little bit. But as far as items from Burger King are concerned here, This is one of the spicier items on their menu. I will say that definitely. And there's a few different layers of spice as well. What I would call this is a combination of both flavorful spice and then that plain old heat that it has as well. And here's what I mean by that. As you bite into this Whopper, the first thing you will notice is just this wave of heat that hits you. The first thing I could actually taste was the queso, where it has this sort of, this cheesiness to it, obviously, but it's mostly overpowered very quickly by just this heat. It doesn't taste like anything, it's just hot. And I believe that's a mixture of the ghost pepper that's in both the queso and the cheese that is on this Whopper, and that's the first thing that I notice, is that wave of heat that just hits you. And it lingers. That heat is very persistent. From the moment that it stays or that it hits you, it stays there, and I still taste it and feel it as sort of a spicy aftertaste in the back of my mouth as I'm sort of enunciating this. That's still there. And it doesn't really taste like anything. Like I said, it's just heat, but it is very potent. Then the next thing that I notice is the beef patty. As I'm sure you could see with the cross-section, it is definitely substantial, I would say that. You could obviously taste it. They're flame grilled, as they say at this point, but it's juicy, it's flavorful, has that meaty sort of flavor, but it's good. It's totally fine for what it is. Definitely, believe me, I've had worse, especially from Burger King, where it's still juicy, it's flavorful. I've had instances where their beef patty is just tough and dry, and this is not any of those things. So as far as the beef is concerned, quality is just fine. You have the bacon as well, which is always a nice accompaniment to all these sorts of things. It has a nice crisp to it, gives a little bit of fattiness to it as well. But that is a pleasant accompaniment. But then, these sorts of flavors right here are essentially an afterthought. Yeah, it's what makes the sandwich, but compared to what you taste the most of, it is essentially an afterthought. Because while you could taste that sort of spice is still prevailing. And then what I notice immediately thereafter is what I would describe as the flavorful spice, in the form of all these jalapeno crisps. As you could see right here, I'll hold one up for the camera real close. And when I was holding the sandwich up, well, I guess the focus doesn't want to cooperate. Well, you could just make something up and say that this is a rebellious jalapeno crisp. Anyway, you could kind of get the gist of it. That there are lots of those. They add a little bit of a crunch texturally speaking, and that's when you could really taste, again, that additional heat, but also it now has that sort of jalapeno note to it as well. And that sort of spice is flavorful, but it is definitely much shorter lived. It's like you notice that, but then as soon as you swallow that bite, that sort of spice dissipates along with that. So the spice that the jalapeno crisps provide is noticeable, it's flavorful, but it is not long-lived. The ghost pepper spice most definitely is long-lived. Now that aftertaste is just starting to fade, but that is the persistent spice. But all in all, it's a spicy burger. Obviously, I think that's supposed to be the appeal. That's supposed to be the goal, the end game, as they say. And I think they were most successful with that. Because, again, there's that spice in every bite. Definitely one of the spicier items I've had from Burger King. The thing that I like about this one, that I'll say, you have these sorts of releases, I'm trying to say, that are occasionally very gimmicky, and it's not very practicable, doesn't make all that much sense, doesn't even taste that good, but it's supposed to be one of those sorts of things that, it's just a novelty, get it and post it on social media, endure it, and then move on. This is not one of those sorts of gimmicks. It actually tastes good. Is it something that I would necessarily get, again, personally? Probably not, just because it's so... the spice can be a bit overwhelming, especially as you take bite after bite, but it tastes totally fine. And as a burger, it tastes good. And even though, again, the flavor of the meat and the bacon is drowned out a bit by the spice, it is not lost completely. And purely just as a sandwich, as a burger, it tastes good. So I'm happy with that. But again, obviously the appeal is the special orange bun, all the spice that it has. I am just going to try a little piece of the bun just by itself real quick. In this case, the bun is just a regular bun. Now, it's just orange in color, but there's nothing particular to it, so there is no extra spice in the bun. It's just a regular bun that happens to be orange. So I'm happy with it. Tastes good, spicy. It's a novelty, but it is also a decent item for what it is. It is slightly overpriced, though, $8.40 just for this by itself. And that is a little steep, I will say. I wish that the price were a bit more reasonable, but it is what it is at this point. But at least as a novelty, it still tastes good. I'm happy with it, so therefore, out of 10, I'm going to be giving the Ghost Pepper Whopper from Burger King an 8.1 out of 10. It's fast food, but for what it is, I'm happy with it. Alright, now quickly getting into the next one, we have the Ghost Pepper Chicken Fries. Again, these are just your regular chicken fries, which are the white meat, little strips of chicken cut into those sorts of fries. It has ghost pepper seasoning, though that's the big thing here. I do like that it comes in a little bit of a special package. You can see the cow on the front right there. What does it say? Ghost pepper chicken fries, looking at you there. Little, what is that? What does that say? It's scary delicious. Little ghosts. Let's take a look. Price for these was $5 for an 8-piece. There they are. And again, these are pretty basic. I think it's just the chicken with some ghost pepper seasoning and the breading there. The ghost pepper from the burger has given me a little bit of a runny nose. Just a testament to its spice. Actually glad I was out of focus for that. But you could see, crispy. And now I'll try those out. So, the Ghost Pepper Chicken Fries from Burger King. Actually, I'll take a quick sip of water. Just as a little bit of a palate cleanser. And now I will try them out. The Ghost Pepper Chicken Fries going in. Well, I guess this is the way it usually goes with Burger King. Despite how good the Whopper was, and it was a very solid item. I was pleasantly surprised by it. The Ghost Pepper Chicken Fries, I'm afraid just... Well, you'll see the issue in a minute. Obviously, there's not as much to these as far as both the components and the ingredients and all of that as there was to the Whopper. Essentially, it's just supposed to be the chicken with some of that ghost pepper seasoning on them. And while I will admit, there is a noticeable spice, and again, similar to the spice that was on the Whopper, it's not something that you could necessarily discern and pinpoint. It's just more or less a sort of heat that still does linger a little bit. It has all the same characteristics as what I explained with the Whopper, so I don't think I really need to go on with that again. Where it's just persistent, has the aftertaste and all that. First things first, they aren't as spicy still as the Whopper, but here's the issue. Now, I don't know how well this will focus. I will try, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't... Okay, it actually did work a little bit this time. If you're looking at this little cross-section here, and it might be a little tough to see what you're really looking at. I don't know if you could really tell just by looking at it, but they are dry. They are absolutely bone dry, and they're essentially more akin to like sticks of jerky than they are chicken fries. I've had their chicken fries before. I've had them for years. And I've always enjoyed the chicken fries, like as a little snack. They're fun to eat, etc. And I've reviewed them many times before as well. Normally, the chicken quality, of course, isn't going to be the highest. It's fast food. It's supposed to be just inexpensive chicken. Generally speaking, when I have their chicken fries, the chicken is usually that sort of spongy, fast food chicken. But in the end, you could still taste it. It is still flavorful. It is still discernible as chicken. In this case, it is extremely dry. It is totally flavorless. And aside from the heat that is in the breading, there is no discernible quality whatsoever to the chicken as well. There's nothing. You'd think this is just a hard stick of just matter with no other flavor to it. I feel like they were maybe overcooked. That's what it seems like to me anyway, that it's just kind of... it doesn't want to cooperate. It is what it is. That it just doesn't have those sorts of characteristics to it, again, that you would have hoped, that I've even noticed in the past. Again, where it's just overcooked, most likely anyway. I don't know how else it could get this way. It's just very dry, it's tough, it's flavorless. Sure, it has heat to it, but it has none of the qualities that their chicken fries usually have. And I say this again, having had their chicken fries many times before. So that's very disappointing. And I've had numerous ones here. That's why I showed you the cross sections from 2 different chicken fries, because obviously I didn't want to just have one and then assume that the rest are this way in case there was just one outlier. But the entire batch of the chicken fries is this way. And that's disappointing. Because obviously I've had them many times before. I know what they are capable of being. I know that it's not going to be the highest quality chicken in the world, but it still is supposed to at least have some sort of existing flavor pertaining to it, and it doesn't have any of that. They're just dry. Yeah, there's a little bit of heat, but what's even the point when they're not enjoyable? It's dry, it's tough, it's flavorless. I do like the packaging, that's cool, but that's not going to salvage this. And they're slightly overpriced too. Again, $5 for these. The heat, similar to the Whopper. Now it's starting to dissipate a little bit, mostly as an aftertaste. But again, the quality of the chicken fries that I received, very disappointing. So the Whopper was good, very happy with that. The chicken fries, I'm afraid, they just don't have something wrong with them. That's all that I could really say. So therefore, out of 10, I'm going to have to give the Ghost Pepper chicken fries from Burger King a 3 out of 10, because you couldn't even really tell that it's chicken. Not that it's inedible, but you're just consuming this tough, overcooked matter. That's no fun, so they really need to improve on those. Yours might be a little bit better, but just understand the issue that I had. It might be possible on your end as well. And that's all that I have for you. Thank you for watching. Tried out 2 new items from Burger King today. That's why this was a bit of a quicker review, because I was trying out 2. But I feel I was able to get the point across. Hope this made for an enjoyable viewing. That's all that I have for you. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm your host, The Report of the Week.